Summer is almost officially here at Walt Disney World, and if you are traveling in the months of May, June, July, August, these are the things that you need to know for your upcoming summer Walt Disney World trip. Summer at Walt Disney World for the 2025 season is officially from May 27th until September 1st. Let's go into everything that you need to know if you have a trip in May, June, July, and a little bit of August. We're going to cover weather, crowds, special holiday happenings, just special happenings in general, ride closures, and all new things that are coming this summer. You ready? Let's go. First and foremost, we need to talk about the things that are going to be closed for the summer months. Disney World is going through quite a bit of upgrades, refurbs, new lands coming, just a whole lot is in the works, which means there's a lot closed right now. There's nothing worse than planning an entire year, year and a half, years in the making for a Walt Disney World trip, only to walk up to something and it's closed during your trip because you did not know. So in Magic Kingdom, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad will be closed all the way until the end of the year. Astro Orbiter in Tomorrowland is going to be one of those things that'll be closed. We do not have an opening date. It does say summer of 2025, but who knows when that could officially be. Hall of Presidents in Liberty Square is still going under its refurb, and that will also be closed until late 2025. Then upcoming is going to be Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin in Tomorrowland. That is about to get an upgrade. That will be closing in August. We do not have an exact date as of yet. Other closures that we might be hearing about pretty soon is going to be Tom Sawyer Island and also the Liberty Bell in Liberty Square and Frontierland area, those two things. If you don't know, that area is going to be getting a new ride, new Cars Land area, and then a Villains Land will be coming as well. So they will be closing those areas down, making way for the new lands. We just don't have an exact date yet of when those things are going to be closing, but it does say very, very soon. In Hollywood Studios, we know that the Muppets Courtyard is closing. Know that Muppet Vision 3D will be closing on June 7th. So the last day that you're going to be able to watch the show is going to be June 6th. There will be a phased closing for that area. So right now you will still be able to eat like Pizza Rizzo's, but basically everything else in that area is going to be walled off, getting ready for the Monstropolis area that is coming there. Also, we are waiting to see if Rock and Roller Coaster is going to be going down because that is getting a re-theme to like a Muppets roller coaster. Again, we have no exact dates. We're just waiting for that announcement of whenever Rock and Roller Coaster is going to be going down. New things that are coming for this summer in Hollywood Studios, we're going to have 2 new shows that will be opening and debuting on May 27th. So just know if you are there at like the end of May, beginning of June, just expect it to be very, very busy because it's going to be the newest thing at Walt Disney World and guests are going to be going in there and wanting to see that. So the first thing is going to be the Villains Unfairly Ever After. This is going to be taking place in Sunset Boulevard. It's going to be all the way back by Rock and Roller Coaster where the Cars show used to be. Next up in Animation Courtyard, The Little Mermaid, a new musical adventure, will also be debuting at Hollywood Studios on May 27th. In Epcot, we are still waiting for Test Track to reopen. That is slated to open late summer of 2025. Again, as of right now, no official date has been announced. And then in Magic Kingdom, we are waiting for the new nighttime parade. Yes, finally this is coming back. This is called Disney's Starlight Dream the Night Away Parade. Again, unfortunately, we still do not have an actual date of when this is going to debut. Rumors are it's going to be around the beginning of July. So we will have to see. Make sure that you follow me on Instagram because I'm always in my stories giving you up-to-date information so that you are prepared with all the new announcements that are coming because from this point on for quite a while, we are going to be having quite a few things opening up in stages. This summer, we are having a new theme at Walt Disney World, and it is called the Cool Kids Summer, which is going to bring a lot of interesting, fun things into the parks and the resorts for the summer months. Now, first up, don't forget that on your arrival day, if you are staying at an on-site Disney World resort, you are able to visit either Typhoon Lagoon or Blizzard Beach for your arrival day only. Beginning on May 21st through the summer months, both of those water parks will be open and you'll be able to pick and choose which one you want to go to for your arrival day. Each of the 4 parks, you can expect kid zones, expect rare characters to be out, games, entertainment that you don't normally see, and then also dance parties and crafts and like games. So let's break this down into each of the 4 parks. So in Magic Kingdom specifically, in Tomorrowland, you can see Stitch and have a DJ dance party with Stitch on the Rocket Tower stage, which is at the back left of Tomorrowland. Also in Tomorrowland, at the merchant of venues, there's also going to be a craft area there as well. And then in Fantasyland, back in Storybook Circus, underneath the big top back there, you can expect to see entertainment like stilt walkers, jugglers back there. There's also going to be another DJ back there where you can have a dance party with Pluto and friends. And then again, more games, more crafts, and just more interactive things to do for kids back in that area in Storybook Circus. In Epcot, Communicore Hall is being turned over to Goofy Hall. So you can expect to be able to go in there, and this is going to be something that's going to be great to do during the middle of the day when it's like blaring hot outside. But again, expect dance party with Goofy, and then also they're going to have like Loopy Limbo, and then another like parachute in Pipsqueak. So we don't have exact information on what's going to be happening inside Goofy Hall, but there is going to be a lot of like games, again, dance parties and all of that. So look for that more information on that coming to you as well. Hollywood Studios Animation Courtyard is where you want to be. Disney Junior Play and Dance is actually going to be closing down, and it's going to be getting a cool kids summer like re-theme, and it is going to be Get Animated. Again, this is going to be inside that area, more dance parties, games, interaction. They are mentioning that there's going to be like magicians back in that area, rare characters back in that area, jump rope performers. So a lot of things are going to be happening and taking place, and it is under construction right now and re-theming, more decor, and all of that is like changing over as we speak in that entire area. As Animation Courtyard is getting its re-theme, the meet and greets that were there, which was Pluto, Vampirina, Doc McStuffins, Fancy Nancy, those meet and greets have now been moved to around Echo Lake. So over there by the dinosaur Gertie, there's a big circle right there. So up against the railing and the fence will be those meet and greets over in that area, just in case you had that on your list. And then in Animal Kingdom, really where you're going to want to be is going to be Rafiki's Planet Watch. That is going to be a 5-minute train ride back in Africa, back into that area. Again, you're going to have a lot of games back there, new interactive things to be able to do. Also look for a limited time Wilderness Explorer badge. They haven't given us too much more information on like where to find it, what you need to do. So as that information comes out and as I see everybody reporting on it, I will make sure to let you know. And then lastly, there's going to be like a sing-along from the Dino Institute singer, and that is supposed to be happening on Discovery Island. Disney has also said that character meet and greets will also be happening and popping up during early entry. Now, usually whenever you're in early entry, you're like rope dropping different rides, but just in case that's not your jam and you want to meet characters, now who knows what this means? This could mean that characters are roaming in different areas for you to be able to go up and actually see them, take selfies with, or it could be like actual meet and greet characters that actually have a spot that will open up earlier than like it's usually like 9:30 or 10 is usually whenever the scheduled meet and greets start happening. So those could be opening earlier. So again, not exactly how that's gonna like show up in the parks, but just know that that's happening if characters are a big thing on your list. And then also expect at the different resorts, the character bus to be able to come and visit the resorts and have pop-up character meet and greets there as well. Those are always a great time. There's actually going to be 2 holiday happenings that happen during the summer months. So the first and foremost one and the biggest one is going to be 4th of July. And that is mainly going to happen at Magic Kingdom and Epcot. At least that's how it's been in the past. And then I will touch a little bit on Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party because it does start in the middle of August. But I will have a full fall planning video coming at you more towards like the end of July. So if you do have a trip in August and you're wanting that information, I will go more into those kind of details in that video, but I will touch on it just a little bit today. 4th of July holiday has been on my bucket list to try, and I got to experience that about 2 years ago. And I know that it is on people's bucket list to be there for the 4th of July. I do want you to expect crowds. Crowds really start arriving about July 2nd, and then they're going to last all the way until about July 6th. So that is going to be the peak time of whenever crowds are there, ride waits are the longest, and just all of that in between. Also, strategies that you normally hear about, especially for July 3rd and July 4th, kind of go out the window because of how things happen in Epcot and in Magic Kingdom. So in Magic Kingdom specifically, you will see 4th of July fireworks on 2 nights, July 3rd and July 4th. Epcot, however, only has their 4th of July fireworks on July 4th specifically. If you possibly have tickets where you have to make Park Pass reservations, or if you're an annual pass holder and you need to make your Park Pass reservations, get the dates locked in. Get those Park Pass reservations done early to make sure that you are not locked out of the parks during the time that you actually want to be there, either on July 3rd or July 4th. In terms of the happenings, especially in Magic Kingdom, so on July 3rd and July 4th, you will have the nighttime fireworks. And usually about 8 p.m. is whenever the festivities actually begin. And what I mean by festivities is that Magic Kingdom basically turns into a huge dance party. So they will begin to set up 3 different DJ areas. One on the castle stage in front of the castle in Magic Kingdom. The second one is going to be on the Rocket Tower stage in Tomorrowland. And then the third one is usually over by Country Bear Jamboree, which is going to be in Frontierland. And let me tell you, it is so much fun. Again, all the festivities really start beginning at 8 p.m. as you are starting to wait for the fireworks to begin. I will say about 5 p.m. is when everybody really starts coming in and being decked out. People get all dressed up for 4th of July, whether it's their ears, what they're wearing, they have glitter all over, everything is lit up on them. But that is whenever the crowds really start heading into Magic Kingdom, and at that time, ride waits really start to jump up and they hold all night long. Whenever it comes to watching the fireworks on the 3rd and the 4th at Magic Kingdom, know that, like I said, this is a bucket list item for some people. So some people are coming into Magic Kingdom specifically just for the 4th of July vibes, the party vibes, and watching the fireworks, which means people are getting their spots way early, like super early. So just be ready for that. If you are still riding rides and enjoying Magic Kingdom and not just there for the festivities, know that you need to get your spot. If you want to be in front of the castle to watch the projections and the fireworks, a good hour and a half to almost 2 hours before it actually begins. I will also say the fireworks in Magic Kingdom are 360, meaning that they're not just going to be like behind the castle. So they also happen like behind you as well if you are on Main Street or in front of the hub, which is a really cool experience. So if you want to like stake out your spot early, know that you can like order quick service meals to go and bring the food and sit wherever you are to like stake out your spot. If you are in a wheelchair or an ECV, know that there are areas for you to sit and your family can come sit in there with you as well, but those areas fill up extremely quick. So if you plan on taking advantage of using those areas, again, you still need to get your spot and get in there at least an hour before the fireworks actually begin. So just have that in your head and know that in the beginning. And let me add in there as well. Once you get your spot, try to have everybody go to the bathroom as soon as Magic Kingdom really starts like filling up. I'm gonna say like by 8:45. I'm gonna say 8:30. By 8:30. See if you can have everybody have gone to the bathroom, because what's going to happen is if you get up and you try and go to the bathroom, it is going to be near impossible to get back to your spot. That is how packed that area is going to be, and the walkways are going to become one-way walkways. Cast members are not going to let you go against the grain to try and get back to your spot, no matter where your family is. So just know that it is going to be extremely difficult to move around once 8:30 and later hits. When it comes to riding rides on July 3rd and July 4th, know that those ride waits are going to be very long. So if you plan on riding rides for those days, try to get them done as early in the day as you possibly can. Try to take advantage if Magic Kingdom opens earlier, you have early entry, get in as early as possible. Unfortunately, on these 2 nights after fireworks, the park is packed. And after fireworks is usually a really good time to ride rides with lower weights. However, not on these 2 nights because the park is so packed. Those ride weights will still get up to that 100, 115, 120 minute wait, especially those popular rides, because this event is really a nighttime event. But it is really cool to be in Magic Kingdom. If you are somebody that loves the feel of something, that takes the energy from your surrounding, Magic Kingdom is like no other on July 3rd and July 4th. And lastly, in Magic Kingdom specifically, if you are somebody that likes to collect different magic shots like I do, they will have specialty magic shots for the 4th of July as well. So if you are there, there is one, well, there's usually been one in the past. So there's one in Liberty Square, and then also all the way up and down Main Street will have them as well. They will also have different ones day versus night. So again, if you have the memory maker or just somebody who loves to collect the different magic shots, know that they will have 4th of July themed magic shots for the probably actually that week that you're there, but specifically on July 3rd and July 4th. Epcot's 4th of July celebration will only happen on the 4th of July. During the day, you are going to have rare characters out. You will have Chip and Dale in their colonial outfits, and then you will also have Goofy, Mickey, and Pluto in their colonial outfits as well. If you want to have this rare meet and greet, know that it only really happens during the middle of the day. So about, I'm going to say 9:30, 10 a.m. to about 4:30. That's usually the time frame. Also know that these meet and greets are extremely popular. Whenever I went 2 years ago, I waited an hour and 10 minutes to meet Mickey, Goofy, and Pluto. And the line is sits there while they come back and take their break. So you may be standing in line for different sets just to be able to meet them. So I would suggest probably rope dropping their meet and greet if it starts, and it's usually in the American Pavilion. So whenever you're looking at the American Pavilion, a little bit towards your right hand side near the bathrooms back there, that is where they will meet. And then Chip and Dale specifically, if you're looking at the American Pavilion to the left of the Regal Eagle quick service location, right there, there's a little side street, and that is usually where they meet. When it comes to the fireworks themselves, again, in Epcot, people begin to start arriving about 5 p.m. and staking out their spot all around the lagoon. With these fireworks though, you will still see the luminous, the Symphony of Us fireworks, but the 4th of July fireworks will be a tag. They will be at the end of the actual fireworks that happen in Epcot. Also know that they will also have a small fireworks show over the American Pavilion. So if you want to be looking at the American Pavilion versus in the American Pavilion looking at the lagoon and then having to turn around to look and then turn back around for the finale, just kind of stake out your spot all around the lagoon, knowing that fireworks are going to be going off on the American Pavilion. If you have anybody that is sensitive to sounds, I need for you to bring ear things for their ears. The 4th of July fireworks in Epcot are like nothing you have ever experienced. It is extremely loud, but it is also extremely breathtaking. So just know that it is a very intense experience. And then lastly, with July 4th at Epcot, if you are on a Skyliner resort and you are leaving the park right when everything closes, know that that Skyliner line is going to be a mile long, all the way back probably to Yacht and Beach Club. Now it does move continuously, but I just want you to be prepared for that. If you can mosey around, just kind of go to the bathroom, just enjoy the vibe of being in Epcot and take your time coming out of the park, know that the line will get shorter and shorter. But if you leave right when everything ends, just be expecting a very long line if you are on a Skyliner resort. I also want to add something about July 3rd and July 4th fireworks in particular. There are quite a few areas at resorts that you're able to watch fireworks from. Know that whenever the July 3rd and July 4th fireworks take place, that you are not going to be able to go to those resorts and watch fireworks. So they are going to reserve the areas for the people that are staying at those resorts specifically. And in order for you to be able to get into firework viewing, actually going to have a band that you get. So if you are staying, say like at the Polynesian, the Contemporary, Grand Floridian, and you plan to watch the fireworks, like from your resort, know that you may need to go and check in somewhere and actually get a wristband that you need to be able to enter to watch the fireworks from wherever you want to at those resorts. So just know that if you were not planning to be in the park, but wanting to try and watch it from an actual resort. Again, the rules change from year to year, but for the most part, like the Magic Kingdom resorts, you do need to have a wristband to actually be there and watch the fireworks on July 3rd and July 4th. Another holiday happening that will technically begin in like what is considered the summer months is going to be Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party in August. Now, I have a specific playlist for those of you that are traveling in August, September, and October. So if you have a trip in August, make sure that you check out that playlist, and I will go over everything that you need to know about planning for a fall trip. But these are like the highlight things that you need to know planning around the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween parties in August. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party will be on 7 nights in August, beginning on August 15th. You will begin to see the Halloween decorations come up in Magic Kingdom about the beginning of August. So know that you're gonna have those vibes, like Halloween vibes, literally in the middle of summer. On Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party nights, Magic Kingdom will close at 6 p.m. That means that you are not going to be able to see the nighttime parade whenever that begins, and you are also not going to be able to see the Happily Ever After fireworks. So if you only have one day in Magic Kingdom, make sure that your Magic Kingdom day is not on a party night. On the flip side of that, if you have a park hopping ticket and you have multiple days in Magic Kingdom, being in Magic Kingdom during the day on a party day is actually a really good time to get rides done. Those ride waits usually only get up to about like 50 minutes and then under. And then usually Magic Kingdom will open like super early on Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party nights. So that for those of you that are early birds that like to get into the park super early, on party nights is a really good time to get there super early and get those really popular things done and knocked out, like off your checklist. One more thing that I want to add about watching Happily Ever After. So on the nights that there is a Happily Ever After and not a holiday party, Magic Kingdom is going to be a lot busier. So if watching the fireworks and being in front of the castle is on your list, know that you need to grab your spot a good hour and a half before the fireworks begin. Trust me. And then lastly, for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, know that that month is extremely hot still, extremely humid. So take that into account when you are thinking about wearing makeup for your costumes and your costumes in general. Again, if you are traveling during the fall months and in August specifically, I will have a fall trip planning video coming out with everything that you need to know for going for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. All right, so let's talk weather. Now we know that the summer months are just hot and humid at Walt Disney World. And I do have 2 specific videos dedicated to how to deal with the heat and what to expect for the rain. And I will leave those linked in the description box below. But we're gonna go over just a few points for you right now. First, let's talk like strategies and how I want you to attack the day. Let me back up just a little bit. First, I am giving you permission to take a break because you're going to need it. It can get so hot and humid and so sunny that you cannot even think. So when it's time, when you can tell that your family is angry and everybody is just at wit's end, take the break. Go back, get out of the heat, go into a very dark room, cool off, and then come back later in the evening. I'm telling you, you will thank me later. But in terms of strategizing in the park, you want to try and be in the parks as early as you possibly can. It is still going to be hot and it is still going to be humid first thing in the morning, but the sun is not directly on you, so it is still fairly enjoyable. And then again, past that golden hour, which is going to be about 5 o'clock, and once the sun starts to go down, is another really good time and enjoyable time to be in the parks. So try and ride those outside rides first thing in the morning and then in the evening. When you are there during the middle of the day, that is whenever you want to either schedule shows in the middle of the day, you want to meet characters that have inside meet and greets, and then also dining. Make sure that you bring water bottles. They will have free water bottle fill stations throughout the park. Another thing that I love to bring is liquid IV, the hydration. That is one of my favorite things to bring with me. Those little packets, put those in water and have those on hand all the time. I'm telling you, that will help you stay hydrated and keep that headache off. Also, do not underestimate a hat. Do not underestimate a UV umbrella, just a small handheld one. And then also cooling towels. Those are my top 3 things that I bring with me during the summer to help stay cool. Again, I will have that how to deal with the heat video linked in the description box below for you. Another thing that you need to be expecting for every day of your trip during the summer months is going to be rain. There is going to be an afternoon rain shower I'm going to say every single day of your trip. So just expect some kind of rain shower to come through. It could be a 15-minute, 30-minute, an hour rainstorm coming through from the hours of about 4 p.m. to about 6 p.m. each evening. So know whenever you're looking at like the strategies that you're using and what you want to do and see in the parks, try to get those like outside rides done as early as possible in the day so that you are not missing out on rides being closed because of the weather coming through. And then also for any of you that are at a Skyliner resort, they will close in a lightning storm if it's too windy and if it's way too rainy. I will also tell you to bring a towel with you, like in your park bag, because water can get into those gondolas and it can get all over the seats. I have been in there in a rainstorm and you just get soaked. So have a towel in your park bag just in case. Also, Ziploc bags. Bring different size of Ziploc bags. I have a jumbo, I have a quart, I have storage. I have so many different size jumbo bags just in case you get soaked, you need to put any wet clothes or anything like that, or you need to protect anything if like a monsoon of a storm comes through. I also want to add, if fireworks are on your list in Magic Kingdom at Epcot, if you do by chance have a storm, a thunderstorm or a lightning storm come through during your trip, do not assume that fireworks are canceled until you officially hear it over the loudspeaker. I have waited over an hour and a half for fireworks to go off in Magic Kingdom. I have stood in the pouring rain in Magic Kingdom and watched the fireworks go off. And I have also waited about 45 minutes, the longest I've ever waited for fireworks to go off in Epcot. So again, do not assume that fireworks are canceled just because bad weather is coming through. You need to officially hear them announce it over the loudspeaker. And my last big tip for tips in the rain, again, I will have my how to deal with the rain video linked in the description box below, but have at least 2 pair of shoes with you just in case one pair gets soaked. You have another backup plan for those of you that like to pack light. And then also, if you are looking for sandals that do well in the rain, Tevas and Chacos. Those are my 2 favorite sandals to wear in the parks. Tevas specifically are my actual favorites, but those 2 do very well in the parks, in the heat and in the rain. When it comes to crowds for the summer months at Walt Disney World, know that it pretty much stays at the moderate to high level, pretty much steady all through the summer. So for July 4th, that time frame from about the 2nd to the 6th specifically, that is really when crowds are really going to uptick for the 4th of July holiday. So just keep that in mind. And then about mid-August is whenever it's really going to start tapering off because people are going back to school. But just know that pretty much it stays pretty much even at moderate to higher levels for the summer months. So just know that you have your strategies in place of, if you can get into the park super early, rope dropping, getting there, taking advantage of early entry in the parks. If you are a Deluxe Resort guest, take advantage of those extended evening hours. And then also, of course, you have Lightning Lane Multipass and Single Pass. And then if you choose Premier Pass as well. But I do have playlists on everything that you need to know about strategizing your days in the parks. And I will leave those playlists in the description box below for you as well. There you have it, everything that you need to know, plan around, know about all the small details for going to Walt Disney World during the summer months. My next trip will be at the beginning of August. I will be at the first Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, giving you everything that you need to know, trying out all the new things, the 2 new shows, not to mention the new nighttime parade in Magic Kingdom, and I cannot wait. Make sure that you are checking out my entire playlist of everything that you need to know for traveling during the summer months, and I will leave that linked in the description box below for you. If you like this video, please give it a like. It helps the channel a lot and lets me know that I'm giving you the information that you are looking for. Consider subscribing as I take you all around Walt Disney World with tips, tricks, and reviews of everything. I'm Terry with Creating the Magic. Have a magical day.